You know what? I'll just have to get out and say it. I'm gonna just have to get out and say it for once. The Los Angeles Clippers have been a very disappointing team this year. A very disappointing team. Like, I made my various videos about Kawhi. Now, him being hence the new name, the new king of street clothes. I think the other day, Kendrick Perkins actually called him pajamas. That's quite funny. But you have to look at this. Ever since this team, this this version of the Clippers got together in 2019, they have been very, very, very disappointing. And they're reaching close to becoming one of the very most disappointing teams ever to be created. You gotta look at it. Since 2019, you got the bubble season, 1920 season. They lose to the Denver Nuggets after being up 3-1, right? They blow that lead, end up losing to the Nuggets in 7. And then you got the next year. It looked like they're going to do something, even though they struggle with Luka. That series going with Dallas 7 games in the 21-21 playoffs. But then they get past Utah in 6 games. But they lose Kawhi. Even with Paul George, they take the Suns to 6 games. But they bow out in 6 games. All right, we get to the next year. They don't even make the playoffs. They lose in the play-in without having Kawhi for a whole entire season. And they have this year. Everybody's hopeful. Everybody's hopeful to get Kawhi. Hopefully get Kawhi back. He's coming back from an ACL injury. And they also got the addition of John Wall, who hasn't played in a long time too. And guess what? Now they're 11-9, eighth seed. I know it's still early. We don't keep saying it's still early, but the excuses are getting old. Now, Kawhi is out with a sprained ankle. A sprained ankle. A sprained ankle. All these players in the past played through so many injuries. But the players now are supposed to be tougher, more durable, right? But a sprained ankle. That's what Kawhi got. Paul George, I think he's out with a strained hamstring. You know what? I want to leave off on Paul George a little bit. Because during these last couple of years, Paul George has pretty much held this team down. It's much more Paul George's team. So I'm going to get off Paul George a little bit. I remember back in the bubble, everybody was on him, getting on him. He choked this, he did this, but no shame was on Kawhi. Oh, because Kawhi recently came up a championship with the Toronto Raptors. But you know what? Kawhi shares some blame too. He shares some big blame for this. But they're reaching levels of disappointment. Big time. Big time. Um, I picked this team to come. Actually, I picked this team to actually come out the West. But you know what? As of right now, it's not looking like it. They're very disappointing. You got Utah, Portland, um, even the Kings, teams that nobody really picked to do anything because I didn't pick any of those 3 teams to do anything. Um, to do anything because they didn't look like it on paper. But all of a sudden, those 3 teams are surprising everybody, especially Utah, even even the Trailblazers, and they continue to keep winning without Damian Lillard, who's actually hurt right now. But how long are we gonna keep giving the Los Angeles Clippers excuses? Like we like to rag on the Lakers and everything, and how disappointing they've been, but you know what? The Clippers are right behind them when it comes to being disappointing. And I know they have some Kawhi Leonard fans getting on their feelings, getting panties in their bunch, and all types of other stuff. But it, when's the last time Kawhi? When's the last time Kawhi played 82 games, or at least played 79 games, or anything above 70 games? It's been a long time, right? I think I just read the number. He only played like 91 games out of 292 or something like that. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And you know what? I don't think this load management thing is even working either. But I'm gonna say that for a different video. But God, only they're 11-19, 20 games into the season almost, right? They still got another 62 games left. He has 62 games to change this around. But will we see Kawhi Leonard play multiple games back to back? Not on coming off the bench, not on restricted minutes. Like somebody said the other day in the comment section about a Kawhi video I put out. Somebody said it takes 2 years for somebody to come back from an ACL injury. You know, I gotta call cap on that because you know what? There are football players who come back from ACL injuries quicker than basketball players. Robert Tonyan of the Green Bay Packers, tight end, tore his ACL against the Cardinals. I don't know what week that was. I forgot, but it was mid season, right, against the Cardinals. He came back. Kawhi partially torn his ACL. I would say he just tore his ACL all the way through. He tore his ACL July, late June of 2021. And he was out for a whole entire season. And they still babying him. You know what? And I continue to keep saying this. He might as well just retire because somebody also mentioned this in in the conversation that Kawhi video, the recent one. He said, "Let this been somebody who was lesser known or something like that, and he'll been out the league already." But since Kawhi got 2 championships, top 75 defensive player of the years, they gonna baby him all the way through. But as a Clipper fan, I'll be mildly disappointed. I'll be disappointed. Ever since this team came together, the Lakers have won, the Bucks have won, the Warriors have won now, and the Clippers fans looking like, oh, we can be like that, but you can't be like that because Kawhi is never available. So, you know what? This is their last year. They'll be a team. I think after this year, they got to break this team up because they're getting older. Kawhi and Paul George and John Wall are around the same age as me. I ain't saying that's old, but for basketball, being your prime, that's old. So, they got a couple more years. I mean, I think they got another couple of 60 games with this team left. And we'll see what happens after that. But tell me what you guys think because I'm not saying I'm a Clippers fan, but I could say I'm a Clippers sympathizer to a point. Because when I was living in California, I used to go to Clippers games all the time. And that was during the time Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin were there. And we see how things went with that team. It's going to the same thing is going to happen with this team. But tell me what you got.